He has never been able to pay me that.
Stop. You talk when I tell you to talk. Otherwise, you shut your mouth. You are lying to the court right now. It's easy to see. You are lying to the court.
In 2013, the small town of Grantsburg, Wisconsin made news for a felony arson case. Zebedee Shaddis was arrested after breaking into and burning down the home of a family he believed had rejected him. Photographs obtained by Behind the Case show the devastating aftermath of the fire. Shaddis pled guilty to arson and burglary, both felonies, with 3 other counts dismissed but read into the record. Presiding Judge Ken Cutts considered Shaddis' Asperger's syndrome diagnosis, which interestingly had been reclassified that same year under the broader diagnosis of autism spectrum disorder, but he ultimately sentenced him to 10 years in prison, followed by 20 years of extended supervision, to pay restitution of more than $450,000, and he was barred from returning to Burnett County without special authorization. It's been 13 years since the fire, and Shaddis has been summoned to appear before Cutts' successor, Judge Melissa Mogan, for a probation review hearing. The victims are present in court, but Judge Mogan is immediately caught off guard when Shaddis unexpectedly appears with someone.
And who are you, ma'am?
I am Zebedee's sister and his Social Security representative payee.
Okay.
He doesn't have any money beyond that, and I'm the person
Well,
who's
I get to
responsible
make
for
that
paying.
decision, so that's my choice, my discretion, my decision. And I'll only allow you to sit there because you are his PR or payee, but otherwise only attorneys are allowed beyond, end up parties beyond that.
On the other side of the aisle, Gretchen Anibis appears on behalf of the Department of Corrections, the agency supervising Shaddis since his release from prison.
Mr. Shaddis is currently unemployed. He has his sister for assistance. He needs family for assistance on day-to-day activity. From the knowledge of that was received from Minnesota, he does monthly visits over the phone. He is compliant. However, in regards to his restitution that he owes, which is $481,308.72, and his release in 2023, there has been no payment made. From his budget worksheet, I do see that there leaves no room. However, to make the victims feel whole, the department is requesting $254 a month.
481,000 and change. We do have victims here. I know we're in victims' rights compliance, and I don't have, this is such an old case. Did insurance not cover anything?
I do have a victim for like
the victim can speak if they know about Paul and Christine Stavney or Stavney.
I'm Christine.
Christine, and I know your husband passed away. I recall that. That's why I was hesitating. But it says $429,273.50.
More than a decade after a devastating arson destroyed a family's home, this courtroom is about to revisit a case that never truly ended. The defendant has already served his prison sentence. But one obligation remains, nearly $500,000 in restitution. As the hearing begins, the judge learns the defendant is unemployed and relying on his sister to manage his finances. The Department of Corrections argues that no meaningful payments have been made, while the victims are still waiting for justice. What starts as a routine probation review quickly raises difficult questions about accountability and whether the financial burden has ever truly been taken seriously.
Insurance is payable to you. Did insurance not cover the house?
Insurance covered, I don't remember what, but yes, we did receive insurance money. But I don't know.
But so you received insurance money, but was that the full value of your house? Because back in 2014, I mean, unless you were in a mansion, to me, it seems like the insurance company paid out and that you should not have been ordered. It should not have been $429,000. Okay, restitution breakdown. I'm going to the transcript. All right, well, I can't find that Judge Cutts, he went thoroughly over insurance in all aspects because there were multiple insurances and then you needed to go to high risk insurance. and that there were some medical and other things that insurance didn't cover.
With Judge Mogan satisfied, a now widowed Ms. Stavney delivers a brief prepared statement revealing key details for the judge.
Thank you for your time, Your Honor. And as was said, the court had ordered restitution of $481,000, and it continues to have a financial impact on us. The house is not paid for, and I'm not able to retire yet. And we just respectfully request the court to enforce the restitution order, and we're just simply asking to receive what has already been determined is owed to us. And I thank you for your time and your attention, Lord. I was gonna say, sorry, I'm nervous.
That's okay.
All right, thank you.
13 years after she lost her home and now her husband, Ms. Stavney still hasn't received a payment from Mr. Shadas. With that, the judge turns to Sister Naomi Shadas.
And so you are responsible for accounting all of the income he receives and expending all of the expenditures and amounts that he owes, correct?
Correct.
And so how long have you been doing this?
He was approved in April of 2025. We did not receive any payments until I believe it was the end of July 2025.
Did he get back pay?
It comes in installments, and I believe there has been 2 installments.
And how much were those installments?
I have those records right here. Allow me a moment. In 2025, he received $12,063.27. So that includes back pay and payments that he received.
That's total Social Security?
Total Social Security for the year of 2025, realizing that he did not receive any funds at all prior to that.
And how much is he receiving a month in payments right now?
Well, as of April 10th, it says you will receive $464 until the 3rd of each month. I have a copy of that document here if you would like one.
Under oath. I take you for your word. All right. And where does he currently reside?
He resides.
I'm going to ask and get some. She has a copy. I don't know if you want to give me a copy of this monthly budget, otherwise, so I can look at that. Because I'm just going to ask you all these questions that you've probably already filled out before. Yes, please. So here it says he receives a total of $1,014 a month.
That's true. He used to. It was being subsidized by the state of Minnesota. They asked us to renew that information in March, and we sent the information in. But my understanding is there's a backlog, and so he also is a recipient of Hennepin County Social Services. Like, he has a job coach, and all of those additional services have stopped. And so they may be reinstated once they process the documents. My understanding is it's income eligible because he is SMART certified by the state of.
The hearing shifts from legal paperwork to deeply personal consequences. The surviving victim explains that even after insurance payments, the losses from the fire continue to affect daily life years later. Retirement has been delayed, financial pressure remains, and the restitution order has never been satisfied. At the same time, the judge carefully questions the defendant's sister, who manages his Social Security benefits. Every answer about income, back pay, and monthly expenses becomes increasingly important. The court is no longer looking only at the amount owed. It's trying to determine whether the defendant truly lacks the ability to pay, or whether critical financial details have been overlooked.
Minnesota. So he's a person who has a recognized disability, and that's as of December 30th, 2024. And it's good until May 31st, 2027. So
right now, he's not receiving any additional services. Is he getting any type of food share, rental assistance, those kinds of things?
none, and he hasn't gotten any of those things. And beyond his Social Security disability payments, he has received services from the state of Minnesota, but he has not received any kind of cash or something like that. I also have the case plan from his case manager that would have been accurate through the end of March, if you would like to look through the services that he's received.
I may, but for right now, is there a reason why he hasn't applied for a food benefit? He should qualify for sure.
Well, to be frank, I am a full-time teacher and I tore my ACL. And so he only gets the help that I'm able to put through the time and effort. It's not something that he can do on his own. So
That's why we have government workers.
I am in regular contact with his case manager. Her name is Carrie through the Hennepin County Social Services, and she hasn't applied. I don't know the answer to that.
It just makes me question, because I practiced law in Minnesota for over 10 years. Plus, I know Minnesota versus Wisconsin, they have far better resources and far better benefits for people who are in need. And it's just very surprising that even on a $1,014 a month, let's just say he still gets that he's not eligible for food assistance or housing assistance or those types of things.
He works, he volunteers. It's an unpaid position, but at a food shelf every week, and they have what they call bonus. And so he brings home food from there, and he also goes through the food shelf sometimes and brings home some food.
Great, grand, wonderful. That's great. That's on top of what the state would help and assist him with, though. I'm telling you, if it's accurate, he's only going to get $667, or if he got $1,014, there's no doubt in my mind he would qualify for food assistance. Is he living in your household?
He has been, mostly because if he hadn't been, he would be homeless.
Well, and so they're probably taking in your income then, but if you're temporarily laid off, or if you're on some type of FMLA or something, that could come into play. But he should check to see if he can apply for food assistance. But if he's living with you, you're at the.
Yes, that's
Okay.
my dwelling.
All right, and so he lives with you. He pays you $500 a month in rent.
That is
You're under
the budget.
Yeah, you're under.
That is the budget.
Yes or no? He pays you $500 a month in rent every month. Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no? There's no thought about it. You have it written down on this paper. You're under oath. Does he pay you $500 a month or not? She doesn't want to answer because otherwise she's going to perjure herself. It's a lie. It's a lie. You are lying to the court.
I
You
am
are
not,
lying
madam.
to the court.
What?
Yes or no? Yes
No,
or no?
he
No.
has never
That's
been
all.
able to pay
All
me
I
that
need. Stop. You
because
talk when I tell you to talk. Otherwise, you shut your mouth. You are lying to the court right now. It's easy to see. You are lying to the court. It's a yes or no simple question. Does he pay $500 a month that you wrote down on this sheet, or does he not? The answer is no. He does not. Stop trying to lie to the court, or I will hold you in contempt and you could be sanctioned with jail. Is that your phone? Shut it off. You are lying to the court, and you have lied to the Department of Corrections. You are lying. I believe he has at least $500 a month. I'm ordering $500 a month. If he does not pay, he will go to jail. If you continue to lie, you will go to jail. You have shown nothing but dishonesty to this court. And all you had to do was answer truthfully, because I can understand his situation. I can understand his case. I cannot understand dishonesty and lying to the court. I cannot, and I will not take it. Do you understand? That is a yes or no question. Do you understand?
yes,
All right. $500 a month. We're going to have another hearing here in June. We'll go from there, because if he had $500 a month to show on this little document that he can pay you for rent, which he is not, which is a lie, then he can pay $500 a month, and we will go from there. I will set another hearing, not one more word. June 15th at 2:00. Actually, 2:15. I'm holding 2:00 for somebody else who is dishonest with the court. June 15th at 2:00 or 2:15. I will check to make sure that he is making his payments. I will put you, if you decide to come again, I will put somebody under oath so that they know that they face perjury and contempt of the court, which could be a crime under oath so I can get real and accurate and true information. And what I'm going to order then too is I want to see his banking account records. Every dollar that comes into his account, every dollar that goes out. And if you can show me that he can't afford $500 a month, at that time I will listen, not as carefully to you because you are shown that you are dishonest to the court, but I will listen. June 15th, 2:15.
That next
What began as a calm financial review suddenly turns into the most explosive moment of the hearing. As the judge examines a written budget, one number immediately stands out. The paperwork claims the defendant pays $500 in monthly rent to his sister. But under oath, that story quickly falls apart. The judge believes the court has been misled, accusing the witness of dishonesty and warning that lying under oath could lead to contempt and even jail. With tensions at their highest, the judge orders $500 in monthly restitution and schedules another hearing, making it clear that every future claim will be examined with far greater scrutiny.
hearing was pushed back a month to July, where Mr. Shaddis appears again before Judge Mogan, but Ms. Shaddis noticeably did not. The judge wastes no time diving in.
The court did issue some directives and orders to Mr. Shaddis as it relates to payment of restitution, etc. There remains outstanding restitution, at least of this court's knowledge to date, $481,308.72. The court did order that Mr. Shaddis make payments, I believe, of at least $500 per month since the last hearing. Ms. Annabus, please update the court.
Mr. Shaddis at this time has brought his amount down to $479,031.05. I have not received an updated budget worksheet. I was informed that there has been no changes. I did request him to fill one out. I did not receive one. He has made a payment in May, June, and July at a rate of $254. His agent was informed that that is not the minimum requirement. And on 7/6, there's a payment pending of $1,515.67. That is all the information I have for him.
All right, Mr. Shaddis, why did you only make $250 month payments? The court ordered you and directed you to make $500 a month and did tell you that if you do not, you will go to jail. Do you understand that?
I understand.
Okay, why did you only make $250 a month?
Several weeks later, the courtroom reconvenes, but one important person is missing. The defendant returns alone, while the sister whose testimony sparked the earlier confrontation is noticeably absent. The judge immediately reviews the payment history and discovers that restitution has been reduced only slightly. Although some money has finally been paid, it falls short of the court's previous order. The defendant explains that he believed he was paying everything he could afford, but the judge isn't evaluating intentions, she's measuring compliance. And the difference between those two ideas is about to determine what happens next.
From my knowledge, that's all we could make.
From my knowledge, that's not your order. Your order was $500 a month or jail. $500 a month or jail. We have victims who are appearing here today who have appeared here at, I can't recall because I wasn't the judge on most of this, but I'm going to guess they've appeared at every hearing, or for the most part, all of the hearings, and they hear the same thing over and over again, how you burnt down their house, killed their dog, ruined the wedding, caused enormous stress and trauma upon this family to the extent of $481,000 some odd dollars, but that's not even the amount, the full amount. I'm sure there's a whole lot more that hasn't been accounted for, but that's what you were ordered to pay. And now, April 13th, the court ordered $500 a month, and you've not paid that. So is the $1,015 supposed to bring it current, Ms. Annabus?
I believe so, yes. That was just paid on the 6th, so last Monday.
So 6th on the last Monday. So a total of $1,765 and some odd cents has been paid to date? I can't recall if I ordered the first payment to be in April or not, or if it was May. You recall, Ms. Annabis?
I believe it was the following month.
So it could be May, June, and July. So, Mr. Shaddis, it appears from the payment that's been made on Monday, it was to save your butt from jail because it caught you up on all of those months at $500. But I'm going to tell you that's not what the court ordered, and I'm ordering again $500 a month. And this starts in August because you're up to date May, June, July. At minimum $500 a month, not $250 one month and $250 next month and $250 other month, and then $1,000 the other or right before the court. That's not going to cut it. $500 a month. I don't care if you're current and you've paid all of the money total, what you should have paid in all those months, $500 per month. That's the order, or jail. Do you understand that?
Yes.
So $500 a month. I'm finding you in contempt of the court's order and directive. Even still, you caught up, but that's not the court order. You're still in violation. So I'm going to order from here on out, starting in August, the $500 a month, not a penny less than $500 a month, or you will sit 20 days in jail. Do you understand?
Yes.
The judge delivers one of the strongest statements of the entire hearing. She reminds the defendant that the victims have spent years returning to court, forced to relive the consequences of the crime, while waiting for restitution that remains largely unpaid. Even though recent payments finally brought the balance up to date, the judge says that isn't enough. The court's order required consistent monthly payments, not last-minute efforts before another hearing. Because of that violation, the judge formally finds the defendant in contempt and warns that any future payment below $500 could result in jail.
So I'm going to set another hearing date right now. And I'm going to say that's the least that you can do. The least that you can do. Even if you were able to come up with a check for $500,000 and pay it to the victims, that's not going to make them whole. That's not going to make all of this go away and their lives to feel better from the incident that occurred on August 16th, 2013. It's just not going to do it. So at the very minimum, you can make the court-ordered payments at this time, and you can do it monthly as ordered by the court. So I'm going to give you a few months to show me that you're going to do that. So you'll have August, September, and October to make your payments. Do you understand the court's orders today?
Yeah.
And you understand what happens if you don't abide by the court's orders? And what is the court's order?
$500. Yeah. Starting in August, September.
A month.
Yes, a month.
All right. What if you pay $499.99?
I know, not gonna cut it.
Not going to cut it. All right. So you do understand, you can comprehend, and so that is the court's order.
Shaddis had effectively caught up on the amount due, but Judge Mogan still found him in contempt for failing to follow the monthly payment order. Beginning in August, he must pay $500 every month with a 20-day jail sanction hanging over any missed or...
In the closing moments, the judge leaves no room for confusion. She explains that no amount of money can undo the damage caused by the fire or erase the years of hardship endured by the victims. But following the court's orders is the minimum responsibility expected moving forward. The defendant confirms that he understands every condition. Beginning immediately, $500 must be paid each month or a jail sanction will follow. More than a decade after the original crime, this case proves that accountability doesn't always end when a prison sentence is complete. If you enjoyed this courtroom breakdown, don't forget to subscribe, and turn on notifications. We'll see you in the next video.